Hello and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly my prompts, my system, my strategy for making AI UGC ads, right? If you want this Notion document, I literally break it down step by step. I even give you my master prompt for this UGC ad creation. Just give me a message or leave a comment down below and I'll send it across. Now, if we jump right into it, the tools you'll need for this video is Higgsfield, at least, I don't know how many credits, it depends how many ad creatives you want to create, but I would suggest at least 600 to 1,000, maybe even more, depending on how many you want to create, right? But more than that, you need ChatGPT, possibly Canva, and then obviously an editing software of your choice. I've just put CapCut, Captions/other. That is completely your decision. Now, where to begin? So you want to head over to ChatGPT and you want to have a sort of master prompt. You can, before you make a project or any sort of chat, I'd make a new chat and just have a discussion with ChatGPT, right? Really kind of outline exactly what you want this master prompt to be. So as you can see here, your role, your primary goal, core objective, things like that. Structure and format rules, go through literally everything A to Z. You want this to be as clear as possible so that the AI actually knows what you want, right? So style and tone, visual direction guidelines, so on and so forth, prompt output rules. Literally go through it all. This looks very long, but it's because the formatting where I pasted it in from ChatGPT, it didn't quite save the formatting, so it's a little bit longer than it looks, a little bit shorter than it looks, sorry. But as well, one thing that I've noticed that's definitely helped me recently is giving them example outputs. So actually giving them prompt ideas of actually what you want. So a 4K handheld iPhone style video filmed in a bedroom during the daytime, right? It just gives your future project that kind of knowledge behind actually what you want to achieve, right? Now, once you have created your ChatGPT project, so if I come down to here, you can see this project here, Higgsfield Prompts AI. So if you come into here, and actually rather than just pasting in the prompt into a new chat, if you go to these three dots up the top, edit instructions, and paste in your master prompt into the instructions. That way, every single chat you open in this project will now have the master prompt. It will know what you're trying to achieve. Now, be careful though, because obviously if you're trying to kill two birds with one stone in one project, it might get confused and you might get similar outputs even though you're trying to achieve two different things, right? So just keep that in mind. What I would recommend is you have a project for each type of ad creative, whether that's UGC, cinematic, so on and so forth, right? It just makes that segmentation a lot easier and it makes your prompts a lot more refined, just on my experience. Now, if we head back over to the Notion doc, if I can pull this, which, there we go. If we go back to the Notion doc, we'll go to step 2, right? And this step 2 is, with the help of ChatGPT, I want you to make a prompt for your character, okay? I've put in an example prompt. Can you make me an image prompt for our character in these UGC videos? I want a woman in her early 20s, pretty but still has imperfections, relatable yet desirable, right? Fairly straightforward. You don't want this, model that has no imperfections, no blemishes, no spots. Do you know what I mean? It's just unrealistic. And especially if you're doing UGC AI ads, you want it as relatable as possible, right? And especially if you have a product such as skincare, right? It makes no sense for someone to already have perfect skin and you're trying to sell them on skin clearer, right? Or something like that, right? You get the gist, right? So make the AI character good, but not perfect, okay? Now, important note, if you're going to be using this character or this AI UGC video with a cutout and you've got some B-roll of the product footage in the background or so on and so forth, or you want to crop it out put the character, behind something or so on and so forth, it's important to note, have it in a green screen or a white or grey background, right? This just allows you to, when you're in your editing software, to better cut out that character, okay? If not, then feel free to just have ChatGPT make up a background. I would go with something a little bit more tame, a little bit more bland. Obviously, if you're marketing to women, have a woman's background. I'm at my girlfriend's house, right? You've got to think about the setting as much as the character, right? But as I say, if you're using it as an overlay on B-roll, feel free to just make a green screen or white or grey background as your prompt, right? And as it says there, ChatGPT will do this for you regardless, right? So step 3, go to Higgsfield AI and then go to Dream 4.5, paste in your character prompt and then refine thereafter, right? So if we head over to Higgsfield, what we will do is we'll have a look at some of our examples which I created earlier this morning. Now, if we, as you can see here, I made quite a few, right? But if we scroll down, this was my original image. I have no idea what's going on here. If we go to our original image, right, you can see the prompt that we gave. As you can see here, this is all of the prompt. As you can see here, ChatGPT has made us a character, right? Now, depending on your preference and depending on if the first generation is the one that you want, then obviously you can use that one. If not, you can generate others. As you can see here, I made a few others, but I like this one the best, right? Simply because it done what I asked. It had imperfections, little blemishes, so on and so forth, and it looked the most human in my opinion. This one was a close second. If I can get this one, as you can see here, a little bit more imperfections, subtle spots and stuff like that. Really brings out the human in the AI, which is quite funny. This one was my original, really just too AI. As you can see there, it's just not believable. But I went with this one, okay? Now, once you have a character that you actually like, go back to the Notion document, right? And what you want to do is pick a product. Very self-explanatory. If you are an e-com store owner or you do e-commerce, or if you're an agency owner doing e-com ads for your clients or something like that, you already will have a select number of products you can choose from, right? But if you're just doing this for practice or if you're just doing this for shits and gigs, just pick a random product online or a product that you use in your everyday life. If you do have a routine, skincare, whatever, then you can use those products as inspiration. And essentially, what you want to do is, once you have the character and the product, go to the UGC factory in Higgsfield, upload both where prompted. Now, this is a really simple kind of step-by-step process. The majority of your work will come from the prompting, right? It's all about not getting it perfect the first time around, but getting it perfect over the duration of your prompts. Now, as you can see here, I've selected the UGC factory. If I just do it again, because I've done that a bit fast. If you go down to video, come down to the UGC factory here, click on that. It'll bring up these templates, okay? Now, depending on your use case, you might want different things, right? For a clothing brand, you might want to have a CCTV aesthetic, right? So it'll pitch your camera at a certain angle. It will have a certain color code to it, so on and so forth, right? If you want crying, handheld, singing, right? Yeah, I could go on and on and on, right? What I chose for my video was selling, right? Again, because we are doing ads, these will be up and live on Meta. Selling typically works the best because these templates are not, they're not going to do it all for you. You still have to give it prompts, but it's going to have the characteristics of that video, right? So if you think about, if you are doing e-com ads, are you just trying to do brand awareness or are you actually trying to sell a product, right? And it's very important because your AI character will then take those instructions from that template and then use it to its benefit, right? Now, as you can see here, I have uploaded an image of our character as well as a product that I picked online. It's actually my girlfriend's favorite moisturizer. Don't ask me why, I just thought, fuck it. Now, if we combine those two, it will give us 4 different images. Now, you don't have to do this. And what I would recommend, if you are doing UGC, not every single shot has to have the product in. So rather than just being like, oh, fuck it, every time we have to have the project in the video, what I would recommend is doing, let's say out of 4 clips, you do 2 with the product in and 2 without, right? So it's kind of 2 are directly talking to the camera and 2 are showcasing the product, okay? That's what I would recommend. Now, while this loads, I will pause the recording just so you don't have to sit through another 5 minutes of it loading. And that was actually a little bit quicker than expected. I literally hit pause and then it loaded. But as you can see here, we got a couple different shots, right? Her hands in this one are a little bit weird, so I'm going to stay clear of that one, even though that is a fairly good starting image, right? Now, I might go with this one because it actually has kept the product relatively similar. Like this one's too big. This one, I mean, that one's a close second. But this one, again, has changed the color of it just slightly. But now, once you've selected an image, we'll go with this one. Hit next. Now, describe the action you want to see. So what you want to do is go back to your ChatGPT project and actually say, I've already done this with a video, but can you give me 5 more, what were they called? Action prompts, action/movement prompts for the UGC avatar. Right, spelled that wrong, but don't worry about that. Now, ChatGPT will wear away, as it always does, and essentially this will just be the action that your character will take. It won't go word for word off of this, right? It's just giving it guidance, right? And you don't want a super AI kind of prompt. You want, as you can see, eye contact locks in immediately, subtle eyebrow lift, small half smile, no hand gestures, end, close, and still. I might change this a little bit. So if we prompt it slightly better, this is for a new video, but the same product. I need 4 8-second clips. So let's make the first clips opening movement/action prompt. Yeah, we'll go with that. Sometimes you will have to tell ChatGPT exactly what you want. It's just, again, a matter of refinement. You just have to kind of read them and see, okay, is this actually, does this make sense in the context of the video? As you can see here, the last prompt was a bit shit. So if we go here, ends, close, and still. For the first initial clip in the video, we don't typically want it to just close and be still. And we want some sort of continuation onto the next one, if that makes sense. So let's see if ChatGPT has gotten better. Avatar starts completely still for the first half second, already framed in focus. Okay, the movement is minimal, intentional, and human being. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, sounds good. As I say, it's not going to take this word for word. This is just kind of guidance, if you will. It's not actually like you're prompting it and it's going to take it literally. You're just saying, okay, this is kind of what I want, and then the AI will interpret that best for the video generation, if that makes sense. Now, audio text, what do you actually want the character to say? Now I need the audio text. What the character is actually... Right, what the character is actually going to say. Now, this is important, and this is where your marketing knowledge has to come into play. So obviously, in the first 0 to 3 seconds, you want to hook those viewers with either a visual or an actual verbal hook. So we're just going to let ChatGPT come up with it. right? Which is okay at, I suppose. Can you make me a hook for this first scene? I have no idea how you spell scene as well, which is great. But essentially, you just want to keep it kind of open. There we go. I wasn't even planning to talk about this, but my skin feels different in the morning now. Right, fairly good. You know when you wake up and your skin just looks tired? Yeah, that was me, right? Okay, this is the thing I like number 1 or number 2. Let's go with number 2. Just because, again, UGC is relatable. As you can see, a relatable problem, right? It's relatable. It's not your typical ad where it's sell, sell, sell. You're trying to relate to your audience. So also keep that in mind when making UGC content. You're trying to relate to your customers. You're trying to relate your product to the pain points of your customers, right? So you have to kind of mold it. But after we've done the audio text, actually what the AI is going to say, come down to the audio settings. Now, I kept it on auto for these two, but then I came down into language, selected English, and of course British. We want British. Now, obviously, if you are Chinese, have a Chinese person, or if you are Arabic, choose an Arabic person, right? It's fairly self-explanatory, right? Now, once you've selected that, select the background noise. Now, I did this regardless, just because sometimes this will have a use case, right? If a character is in a car or something like that, then obviously maybe have some background noise of a highway or like a motorway, should I say. Do you know what I mean? Kind of adapt it to your vision of the ad when it's like post-production, when it's actually completed. Have that in your mind and just think, okay, what kind of background noises would I expect to see in a UGC video for this, right? Now, because I've used the green screen character, again, you don't have to. I'm just going to say to ChatGPT, can you make some background noises for this? Just again, even though I don't particularly need it in this use case, because 9 times out of 10, I'm probably just going to use this on top of B-roll or something like that. Then, you know, but again, if you don't give AI something, sometimes it will just make something up, and that's, you know, a waste of credits. So even if you don't have any need to put any background noise in, I would just put in here very soft indoor room tone, barely audible, right? No hum, no hiss, no reverb. Again, it just gives that AI more constraint. And as per my last video, AI loves constraint. It doesn't like to be given the baton and being told, yeah, go run a mile, right? It likes to be told, okay, no, you need to do this within these confines, and this is the expected outcome, right? Now, once you have done this, this is very important, right? And something that I was playing around with quite a bit this morning. Do not use Google VO3 Fast. Use Google VO3. Now, it's going to be more expensive using Google VO3 than it is Google VO Fast. As you can see here, 3 generations with Google VO3 Fast. But it typically tends not to work the best. If I'm being completely honest, the fast version just seems to mess the audio up, as well as some of the AI movements feel a little bit rushed, a little bit uneasy, right? So, and again, the purpose of this is to match humanism and realism as much as you can, right? You don't particularly want people to notice that it's AI. I don't think as a society we're quite at that stage yet where we're comfortable buying for something that's AI. We're still in that phase of in between where, yes, we don't mind seeing AI content, but are we willing to trust that content? I don't think so. Now, once you have done all this, hit generate and you'll get your first clip. Now, just a little recap. Template, choose your template. Image, again, your character image, your product image. Again, you don't have to include product image, but for certain shots you might want to. Select your image, action, audio text, audio settings, background noise, Google VO3, hit generate. And I will see you in about 5 minutes. Okay, we are back. Now, I haven't actually viewed this video, so this is going to be my first time seeing this one as well. Now, as you can see here, I've made previous ones, right? And I'll maybe put the link to the video that I made this morning and into the comments if you want to see it. But let's watch it when it loads.
You know when you wake up and your skin just looks tired? Yeah, that was me. You know when you wake...
It gives me anxiety. It actually gives me anxiety, bro. Like, let's go through this a little bit more.
Wake up and your skin just looks tired.
Like, look at that little glance to the fucking product. Do you know how fucking fucked that is? I'm sorry for my language, but like, god damn, bro. I need to get more credits, mate. I literally got this platform maybe a couple of weeks ago. I paid for a course and they told me to get this, and you know, I've got 21% credits left. I've spunked it all in a matter of fucking 2 days, just making clips. Like I say, it does take a little bit of time, but once you have it, like, let's watch it full screen, mate. Let's watch it full screen. Getting excited, boys. All right, ready?
You know when you wake up and your skin just looks tired? Yeah, that was me.
What can I say? What can I say, boys? Like, I'm not being funny. You can tell this AI to do anything. Like, if you're thinking, you know, I'm an e-com store owner and I need a shot on the moon, right? And you're thinking, how the fuck can I afford that? AI. I'm not being funny, right? Let's play it again.
You know when you wake up and your skin just looks tired? Yeah, that was me.
Insane. Insane, right? This is what I mean. And that's just the first clip. I'm not being funny. If you get, these are only 8 seconds long. You can only do 8 seconds. If I show you the UGC factory again. Yeah, you can only do 8 seconds. I don't know where it shows it, but you can only do 8 seconds. So what I would recommend doing is having maybe 3 to 4 clips put together, a bit of B-roll, over some product videos that you can make with AI as well. Happy days, right? Make that 3 to 4 clips. You've got a whole ad, and it took you, I mean, obviously you guys will have to learn how to prompt and stuff like that, and how to use ChatGPT to kind of full effect to get something like this. But once you have that, it literally took me, what, 23 minutes, and I was explaining it to you guys. So if I was doing this by myself, it'd take me maybe, I don't know, half an hour, finding the product, getting the AI character. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to take you long, right? Now, let's go back to the Notion doc. So, we've jumped a few steps since the last one, right? But, as you can see, it made ChatGPT give you the movement prompts, script, refine any additional settings, so on and so forth, right? Now hit generate. You'll be surprised by the results. It takes a few tweaks, or reruns might be needed, but you can do the majority of that just by making new prompts or new avatars or new product images, right? It's fairly self-explanatory. And then the real magic happens is depending on how good of a editor you are, right? And kind of what platform you're doing this for. If you're doing it for TikTok, keep it raw as fuck, right? But if you're doing this for meta ads, I would recommend doing it a little bit more in-depth editing, aka, you know, with the cutout, you might have to refine it a little bit. Something that I noticed when I first done this is, rather than doing a green screen is good, but I would probably now, looking back on it, do a grey or white background, right? Because the only issue with a character like mine, very messy hair, right? And the cutout on like Instagram edits or CapCut or, you know, Canva, if you're doing background remover, it's going to be a little bit harder to get those fine strands of hair in the actual cutout, and you don't really want a green screen as the background, right? Again, depends on your use case. Again, depends what you're using it for. You might want green, you might want blue, you might want black, I don't know, right? But just, again, as I prefaced in my last video, just nothing's going to be perfect the first time you do it, but the more you do it, the more not only ChatGPT will learn what kind of prompts you want in your project, but the more you know what prompts will work best for what you're trying to create, if that makes sense. And as I say, let's watch it one last time, because I'm really happy with
when you wake up and your skin just looks tired? Yeah, that was me.
It makes me want to buy the cream, mate. I'm so fucking tired learning all this shit, bro. I need the fucking cream. Now, is there any additional things? Yes, I mean the product.
When you wake up and your skin just looks tired?
As you see here, right? If you zoom in on that, I don't know if we can. No, but it's got the brand name. The other things here are just a bit. Do you know what I mean? They're not like actual like writing. They're just AI. You know, magic. But one thing I found that you can actually do, which is quite good, is tell ChatGPT to tell ChatGPT to make you a prompt, and in the prompt, have ChatGPT say what's on the product, actually like list it out and describe the product really in depth, because that can tend to fix the spelling or fix the format of the writing. So just keep that in mind as well, if that's something that's mandatory for you. I mean, at the end of the day, if you are popping this on a little bit of B-roll, no one's really going to be paying too much close attention to this. I mean, they might do a little bit. It just looks a bit blurred, right? Depending on your phone as well. It just depends. It just depends, right? But that's it for this video. I hope you did enjoy it. Again, sorry for my swearing. I was just a bit excited. I'm not going to lie. I think that was the best one I've made so far, which is quite lucky. But yeah, if you want this Notion document, or if you need any help with these AI tools, or if you need any help with prompting or anything like that, please do leave a comment in the description below, or message me on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. I'm more than happy to get on a call with any and all of you to actually go through this step by step. Now, if you do want this Notion doc, you'll also get my master prompt. So it's kind of a win-win, right? Like I say, any help needed, give me a message. I will do my best to respond to all of them. But until then, I will see you in the next one, and I am here for the long run.